Hello there, I'm Scotty. You're not. Welcome back to Pick 10 80s at 3. And we are looking at Midnight Run from 1988, starring Robert De Niro and Charles Grodin. Also, Dennis Farina, John Ashton, and Joey Pence. Yes, and it tells the story of Jack Walsh, a bounty hunter who is tasked with bringing a corporate embezzler, played by Charles Grodin, to Joey Pants by a certain point in time. He's told it'll be easy, a midnight run, but things don't go often as planned, especially when he's being chased down inexplicably by another bounty hunter and the FBI and goons that work for the main bad guy. This is one of those you have to suspend your disbelief at how many times that these people keep fucking finding him, because it is so ridiculous. At one point, they're not even in cars. They're running. They're off beaten path. They're on a freight train in the middle of freaking nowhere, and someone finds them. This is convenience. This is like, I don't know how to explain it. This is one of those movies that frustrates you, or at least me, because you're enjoying it. But they have to keep writing the movie that these people keep finding them, even when it makes no sense that they keep finding them. Yes, they show that the guy working with Joey Pants is also working for Serrano. I get it. But, like, they're in the middle of freaking nowhere. They jump off the freight train. They're walking in the middle of nowhere. And here comes John Ashton, pulling up, grabs Grodin, drives off. Where the hell did he come from? How did he know they were there? It makes no sense. It doesn't. It doesn't. Robert De Niro and Charles Grodin are really good in this movie. They have good chemistry. It's what you need for a movie like this. But by the end of the movie, it comes across as like it's one of those things where it's like, why were we even doing this to begin with? If you were just gonna do that. Yes, he does prove his play. He's like, oh, I said I was gonna get you out of LA by this point in time. I did that. That's all I need to do. You know. There's also a running gag where he wants to have a cup of coffee, but it's stopped every time he gets a cup of coffee. At one point, after he has lost Grodin, after Ashton shows up, takes him. I'm calling by their actor's name. He goes to this diner, he orders a cup of coffee. He sits there, just as about to drink his cup of coffee, the FBI shows up. Again, how they knew he was there is beyond fucking me. But they show up and like, hey, Jack! And he's not able to get his coffee because he's taken into the... I don't know. It's so much plot convenience for them to keep on finding them. It makes no sense. The only part that makes sense at first is when he keeps calling Joey Pants to tell him what's going on. And the other guy who's there, who's secretly working for Serrano, keeps telling his guys, and the FBI are also listening in, so they hear it every time. And after a certain point in time, Jack figures this out, so he yells at the FBI agents and tells Joey Pants to go somewhere else to talk to him. And then Joey Pants makes the mistake of telling the guy where he is, hey, you gotta do this, get for Jack, and he's working for Serrano. So, man. And then they pull a twist that Ashton, I forget the character's name, Marvin also ends up working for Serrano because earlier on in the film, Serrano calls Jack and offers him $1 million to bring Grodin to him. The Duke. The Duke to him. And he tells him to fuck off for reasons we'll find out later in the film. I'll get to that. So apparently they offer the same thing to Marvin, and Marvin, not having this grudge against Serrano, says, yeah, sure, I'll do it. Why not? You know? But then when they get to that, he's like, hey, actually, I want $2 million, right? I say this guy embezzled like, what, 50 million from you? Or 15 million? So I see you got, that there's enough, you know, you give me a million now. He's like, oh, I'll give you $1 million now, and we'll give you the other $1 million. What up? Yeah. So the whole thing with Jack is that he had a life in Chicago. He's married, he had a daughter, he was a cop, but it turns out everyone else in his precinct was crooked. He was close to nailing this heroin dealer, but magically, all the heroin appeared at his house, and he got snagged for it. He got two options. Either he leaves the force, walks away, or he's gonna go. Maybe it's more than. Either he bites the bullet and works for the heroin dealer, which he didn't not want to do. He walks away, goes away, or he's gonna spend time in jail. So he walked away from it. Of course, it's revealed that this heroin dealer is Serrano. Drug dealer is Serrano, which I figured out pretty quick. It's pretty obvious. They probably shouldn't have put the scene where he told him to fuck off, because I'm like, oh, so that's why he told him to fuck off. It's him, right? Wikipedia admits this part from the movie, and if you're one of those that skims the movie on Wikipedia, you're not going to find this scene. So watch the movie for it. But at one point, Jack gets to a low point that he ends up going to see his ex-wife. And that's not really the big part of the scene. The big part of the scene is he starts arguing with her, he needs money, whatever. And his daughter shows up. And he's like, oh. Is that you? You're so big. No, and yeah, he gives her a hug. And then he gets like $40 from his ex-wife. By the way, she married the crooked cop. And I think she knows that he was not at fault, because she helps him. And then this is the part that almost had me in tears here. The daughter runs out and tries to give Jack, was like $100 or $200, whatever it is that she's saved from babysitting, and he refuses to take it. She said, no, Dad, I want you to have it. I want you to have it. She's like, no, I can't, honey. I can't. What do you do in that situation? If it was me, hell, I wouldn't take it either. It's her hard-earned money, right? She earned it. I'm not, no. Babysitting money. My sister used the babysitter. You gotta work for that, you know? Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah. And there's dialogue between there's this whole thing where they're gonna go on a plane, which would be too easy, we would be over. So it appears that the Duke had a panic attack, but of course he's faking it. We find out later, because he can actually fly a plane. Which the only reason he fakes it is not for the point of the movie. It's because if they got on the plane, the movie would be over pretty quickly. You know, like in the Chipmunks the Road Chip, if they got on a plane to fly back, yeah. Instead, they had to then drive. Anyway, so stop yawning, stop. You'll stop. And then there's the freight train scene, like I said, which, yeah, it just makes no sense that they keep funding him. That's the one thing that kept frustrating me. It's one of those road trip buddy cop type movies where, because they have to keep up the action, they just keep finding him everywhere they go, and it makes no sense. At first it does, But from the point that they hop on that freight train, nobody fucking knows where they are. Yet John Ashton shows up out of nowhere to grab Grodin and take him away. And by the end of it, Jack has had enough. He makes a deal with the FBI to hand him Serrano. It works because he says, "Oh, Grodin has these discs with proof that you're behind all this stuff," and so they set that up. And Jack's going to wire, but for some reason they have it where the wire stops working. All it serves is to waste time because like Serrano grabs the disc and he's going, he's got a disc, he's got a disc, he's got a disc, and you can't hear him because the wire is broken. And all he does is go like this, and it stops. Lousy police wire, right? Finally, he has to yell out, "He's got that disc!" Now, I'm no genius, but I play one on TV. If I'm a cop, I'm no cop, but I play one on TV. If I'm a cop and I'm watching this and I'm seeing Serrano start to walk away with his goons very hastily, I'm thinking, oh, he must have grabbed the discs. Or, hey, he may have the discs. Stop him. If he's waiting for Jack, and especially if you're watching it, and Jack's going like this, and you're not hearing anything, but you know something's going on, it makes no sense to me why the cops are just sitting there. They see what's going on. They have eyes. They see what's going on. But they're just like, Jack, do you hear me? Jack? I'm just like, come on. This is just wasting time. How long is this movie? It's not that long. It's like an hour and a half, right? 2 hours and 7 minutes. That's why. 2 hours and 7 minutes. You could have trimmed the fat a little bit. And maybe that's what frustrates me because, yeah, you could have trimmed the fat. All the times they keep getting found, maybe you didn't need so much of that, you know? There's an awful lot of dialogue stuff, you know? Like, there's a whole thing where they're being chased by Ashton, by Marvin, and they end up in like the river or something, and Jack wants Grodin to save him, and he's like, will you let me go? Will you let me go? I'll let you go, just help me. And he pulls him up, and he's like, yeah, I'll let you go when we get to L.A., which he does do, by the way. But, like, then they find that freight train, and he pushes him up, and, by the way, the food that Jack is holding, ruined. But he's like, will you let me go? What? And he shuts the door on him, and I'm like, but then all Jack does is just climb up one side and not the other. What was the point of doing that? It's just wasting time because this has to be 2 hours. Now that I see the runtime, it just could it take? You didn't have to push this to 2 hours. An hour and a half is the perfect time. But I will say this was pretty good. Yeah, the movie ends. Jack gets him there. He's like, we have a deal. By the way, he keeps impersonating this cop played by Yaphet Kotto. This is badge, and he steals his badge. I guess there's no picture on that badge because he gets away with calling himself Alonzo, whatever the last name is. And I'm just like, is there no picture on this badge? That's another thing for convenience. He keeps using this to get wherever they need to go. And it's like, I don't know. There's even one time that for some reason he messes up and uses his own name. That's not the name that's on the badge. Huh? I'm Jack Walsh with the FBI. That's not the name that's on the badge. Why did he use his real name? It just doesn't. Far be it from me. But I did enjoy it. It's pretty good, so. So, again, I was tempted to call in an audible and just do. But here's what I'll do. I'll roll the dice. If I don't get it, I will use one mulligan. and I still don't get it, then I'm just gonna use whatever I get the second time. Use one mulligan this time, okay? Because I really want to do Last American Virgin. 12. Ain't no 12. Well, hold on. 7. So that's 8. There's no 8. There's only 7. 4. Okay, that works. One. So I can show you I'm being truthful here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Show me Last American Virgin. Okay, so I get to do my mulligan. Do my mulligan. One more try. No, that's not 10. Seven. There's not. Okay, I have to use one dice. Because 3. Okay, so you see it. 3. All right. So now 3. Show me the Last American Virgin. Gremlins. Damn it. Can I do one more? Give me one more try. 3 times the charm, right? Alright. Roll the dice. Here's what no, because I'm just lessening my chances here. I don't want to have to end up picking those things. One more roll. 2. Alright. So, show me the Last American frickin' Virgin. Zap! Oh, Jesus Christ. Just so I know, where is it? This would have been 5. Okay. No, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4? Because 4 was the first one. Whatever. 5. What is that? Skip New York. 6. It's on the bottom. You're kidding me. Yep. Well, good news is now I get to reshuffle this thing. Alright? And just to show you that I'm doing things, I'll do here. Time. There, shuffled again, and we have zapped, which I think, yeah, right here. Hey, I tried my best, right? Too bad the dice wouldn't give me the numbers I needed. Well, it gave me 7. It gave me 7, but that's when I only had like 4 left. So, alright. So zapped it is. We'll check this out. Before I go though, I will mention that Midnight Run was so successful that it had sequels. Made for TV on the USA Network, starring Christopher McDonald as Jack Walsh. Yeah, because let's take an R-rated action comedy thriller and make it straight for television where you can't do stuff like swear, violence, smoking, rude humor, all the stuff that was a part of the original movie. Let's just make it all for TV. Because that makes sense. But anyway, yeah. So what are your thoughts on Midnight Run? Leave a comment below. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Scott, and I'll see you in the next one.